Hello, we're here with author Joni B. Cole, writer, teacher, and lecturer on writing, and she's written a new book, Good Naked: How to Write Better, Write More, and Be Happier. So this is actually the second edition of this book, which I take it you don't want to see on the table anymore, so we're going to put this aside.
It's gone. There's 4 copies left. Nobody buy them. Buy this one.
Okay. Who's this book for?
Well, Ed, it's for you.
Okay. Well, this one is for me, yes, but why would anybody else want to buy this?
Well, I mean, it's for you because you're a creative writer. It's for anybody who wants to try creative writing, who's already, a seasoned author. It's for anyone who has ever suffered a little bit of a dry spell in their creative process, or wants to freshen it up, or some great tips on writing, or just wants to have more fun. It's for anybody who, as the subtitle says, wants to write more, write better, and be happier. And Ed, you messed up the subtitle, but that's okay. You reversed it. You said write better and write more, and that's okay too, because it is not just about writing more. It is about the combination of writing better, writing more, and being happier. And so it doesn't matter which way you put those, they all 3 go together.
Okay, I notice in the book, you structure the book like a piece of writing or a story. In other words, the first chapter is on openings and the last chapter is on endings. Is that on purpose?
Thank you for noticing, Ed. I hadn't thought of it in those concrete terms. The first chapter is, I think, for this wide swath of people where you just can't get started. So it made sense to start the book helping people get started. So you've had this great idea and you love it, and then a year passes, and then another year, and you can't get started because you don't know where to start. And then it begins to fester, and then people start asking you about your great idea, and you just like, ugh. And so it's for all those people who have a great idea or want to have a great idea and don't know how to get started.
Okay, so as a teacher, you tend to be a technician. I mean, technique is important to you. So can you give the audience a taste of one piece of advice that you give about technique that might help their writing right off the bat?
Yeah, well, I am all about narrative craft, because craft is the only pathway that we humans have to the miracle that is writing, that is a great story. But craft can get us there. And so I certainly talk about the 5 narrative techniques that allow for craft, which are how to make a scene and when to show and when to tell. And one, I mean, just off the cuff, but there's a ton of ideas in this book, is if you get a first draft down, and it should be exploratory and a discovery process, and it's the only draft where it's all good. If you reread it with appreciation instead of looking at all the millions of things that aren't working or what might need to be fixed, and you reread it and you see what is the strongest point of it, what's the strongest scenic moment, the strongest showing moment, I can promise you that 9 times out of 10 that probably should be your beginning when you revise and restructure.
How did you come up with the title?
Well, I think there's this embarrassment that goes along with sharing our early drafts. Even we barely can even approach them ourselves and revisit. Oh God, I don't want to climb that revision mountain. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to fix this. There's an embarrassment in workshops where people are like, oh, all right, here's a draft of something, but it's no good. And so I want to get people past this mindset that they need to vilify or be embarrassed about their early drafts. All we have in the writing process are drafts. So the more we share them, the more we approach them or revisit them with respect, the more the creative process in its entirety becomes enjoyable, and we kind of see this is the way forward. And so Good Naked refers to, don't be embarrassed by showing those rough drafts, those rehearsal drafts. When you get feedback in those at that level, it can be so illuminating and move the creative process forward really quickly.
All right, Good Naked: How to Write More, Write Better, and Be Happier by author Joni B. Cole, wherever books are sold.